Hello, folks, and welcome to another game of Marvel Champions with your host, Smoothie Brain. So, today I'm going to be continuing with the two handed solo, and in this case, I'm going to be taking Captain America's Steve Rogers, his pre-con leadership deck, with Tony Stark Iron Man, the aggression deck that is provided in the back of the rules book. So, basically, just two pre-cons against Crossbones. So hopefully we'll see some success here. I was playing this last night and actually made quite a few mistakes. So hopefully I'll catch those this time. But with that, let's get into turn number one and the setup. So the setup here, create the experimental weapons deck and set it next to the main scheme. That is already done for us. So the weapons deck is here. And we'll give that a quick shuffle, and we'll give a shuffle to the encounter deck as well. So let's flip that over, and obviously we've made no changes here. It's still the standard with Crossbones and the experimental deck, and then the three modulars: Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra. So with this, when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So that's going to be the Power Gauntlets. Excellent. Okay. And let's have a look at our mulligan. So how do I feel about these? I kind of like the power leadership, but it's not doing much for me now. And this isn't doing anything either. Now, set up, search your deck and discard file for the Captain America's shield upgrade and add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. So I believe that happens after my mulligan, unless I'm mistaken there, but I'll take that to be the rule there, that I can have a mulligan and then grab the shield. So what's good? I like these two. I think I hate everything else, so I'll get rid of those. Mulligan, the helmet, the shield toss, the strike. I'll keep that and that. Getting rid of these. Well, I may keep the power leadership as well, just in case. 1, 2, 3. Keep those three, the attack and the ally, and we'll call that a day on that. Brilliant. So, Agent 13, Heroic Strike, Power Leadership, Genius, Make the Call, Shield Block. And with that as well, what I may do is... Not may do, what I will do is look for my shield. Here we go. And that goes into play. And shuffle. Now, what is Iron Man looking like? So, love the arc reactor, hate everything else bar maybe these three, depending on what comes out. Power of aggression, that give us some flexibility. I'll dump these three. So we're going to mulligan out War Machine, tack, and chase them down. Do we get anything better? Stark Tower, beautiful. Arc reactor, beautiful, and I can't really afford Pepper Potts just now. So maybe that's the play here. These two to get the arc reactor in. This to get Tony Stark in. That'll revert this back. Okay, let's deal with Captain America's turn first. Now, we have the Living Legend. Reduce the cost of the first ally played each round by 1. So I could do a Genius to get Agent 13 in. After Agent 13 enters play, remove 2 threat from a scheme. There is no threat out at the moment, so that's alright, we can deal with that. Now this is a discard. We should be getting rid of that too. And to get rid of that, it's a physical and a mental. So I may use these two to get rid of this, because that's going to hurt us in the long run, I think. And I might keep the shield block for after. Or is that worth it? Maybe the play is hitting him. Well, maybe these three. This will count as a physical for us. Maybe Agent 13 wasn't the play here. Yeah, I'm going to bring Agent 13 back because I don't think that's an efficient use of my cards. I may use her and this to get rid of these as a hero action. then these 3 for that. And then I'll hold on to the shield for the next turn, maybe. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to flip up. I'm going to spend the Power of Leadership, and I'm going to spend Agent 13, using the Power of Leadership as a physical. Not the most efficient use, I think, but at least we can get rid of this. I'm going to attack for 2 to take 2 off Crossbones. Then I may do 1, 2, 3 to play a Heroic Strike, deal 6 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, done. We didn't use a physical, so I do have to get rid of, I don't get the benefit of that. Then I'm going to use Shield Block to get the shield into play. And unfortunately, that's the end of my turn, and didn't feel like the most efficient use, but we'll get there. Let's have a look at what's going on for Tony. I'm going to use the energy to get the Stark Tower into play. Then I'm going to use the Futurist to look at the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Add 1 to your hand and discard the others. I may I'll take this one and I'll discard the other 2. Then I'll exhaust Stark Tower to choose a player. I choose myself. That player returns the topmost tech upgrade in their discard pile to their hand. So that's going to be my Rocket Boots coming back. Now, if I use Pepper to get the Rocket Boots out, then I might use these 2 to get the Arc Reactor into play. And I'll hold on to Mockingbird. I didn't have to exhaust him, so yeah, that was just a look up. That's incorrect. I'm still going to stay down just for this. Maybe build a little Iron Man over here, and we'll go from there. I think we'll stick with that for the turn. So let's go back to Captain America, and we'll organize the villain phase from here. Right, so part 1, 2 goes on to the main scheme. He is going to attack and hit Captain America, who will defend in this instance. Now, I have no defense cards here, so that's not ideal, but 1 plus 2, 3 hits me for 3. I have defended for 3 with the 2 natural and the extra 1 here, so I take no damage. And then I do a retaliate 1, which is lovely. That's something at least. And then he's going to not attack Tony, but scheme on Tony's behalf. So that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 here. Which is okay. We haven't schemed out yet, but we are very close. An encounter card to Captain America. And an encounter card for Tony. First card is Hydra Flame Soldier. Hydra 1/1/4. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard the support you control. Okay. And then the Treachery here, Weapons Master. When revealed, the villain schemes. If they have a weapon attachment, this card also gains a surge. So it doesn't have a surge, but it is going to scheme, and it is going to put us to the next phase. So 1 plus 0, that is the 1 that's required. And these are done. We will go to the next scheme. It's always a dangerous opportunity here. Inside, so this is the Infinity Stone for 2A. Inside the Project Pegasus facility, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents fight desperately to prevent Hydra from obtaining the Reality Stone stored within. We'll flip that over. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapon deck. What's coming out for him? It's going to be, I'm going to bet the suit. No, it's going to be the laser rifle. Okay. So with that done, he now has ranged. I have to spend a physical and energy to discard this, and he also has piercing when he has a weapon attached. Good to know. Let's go to turn 2 hero, and we will orchestrate this from Tony's side. Now, what am I going to do? I think the first thing I'm going to do is exhaust the tower to choose a player. Again, choosing myself. That player returns the topmost tech upgrade in their discard pile to their hand. So that's going to be our gauntlet coming back. Then I'm going to use the Futurist, looking at the top 3. Oh, that's quite interesting. I think I may take this, and I'll discard these 2. Now, I have a few options here, I think. Right. I think we do have to get rid of this. So maybe it will be time to flip up soon. And I will have a couple of things to deal with. No. We have to get rid of a physical and an energy to get rid of this. I can do that. This costs 1. So I may use that. And then this will cost 2 to get the power gloves out. And our suit's nearly ready. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'll go uppercut to pay for the other rocket boot. Acting as the little legs down here. Then I'm going to go uppercut again, supersonic punch, to get my gauntlet into play. And then, did I do that correctly? I did power glove to pay for rocket boots. Then I did combat training and emergency to... No, that's not right. Did I miss something here? Let me just double check that. These two were in hand. This came out. This was in hand, and this came out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 6 to start with. This pulled the card back, and that was my other card. So this is 1 to get this out. These 2 got this out. And then, okay, I'm going to flip up. I now have a hand size of 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm back up to at least a normal hero. I'll spend a physical and an energy to get rid of this laser rifle. Just take control and get rid of that. Now I'm going to thwart for 2. Using my inherent thwart. I'll exhaust this to ready myself up. I'll attack for another 1. And then I'll use the gauntlet to do 1 damage as well. Done. That is my turn over and done with. We'll go over to Captain America. So, oh, I like this. I'm going to go energy to get the super soldier serum into play. That's giving me at least a physical here. And I could use that to get these 3 out. But I think maybe... I'm going to... Like if he comes out... Yeah, we're missing a few things here. I would like to kill him. Don't know if I can this turn. Which means I am in fact going to lose the super soldier serum. Maybe we can reverse that a small bit. And do 1, 2... Yeah. I'm going to reverse some of those rules here. I'm going to put his attack and the gauntlet onto this guy. Alright, just to make my job a little bit easier. I wasn't fully in consideration there. I'll discard 1 of these to ready myself up. Then I'll attack for another 2, killing him. I'm going to flip down. I'm going to use the Living Legend to reduce him by 1. So he'll cost 2 instead. Then I'll use this. This isn't hero locked. And I'll use this to get Hawkeye out. So I'm hoping that's a bit more efficient use of my cards. And do I attack? I think I will. I'll attack for 1 with Hawkeye to take 1 off of this. And then we're kind of ready for a minion if more minions come out. And with that, also 2 more things I forgot here. These give me +1 hit points on Iron Man, which I will add now. There we go. So with that, let's go to the next turn. All right, part 1. 2 goes on to the main scheme. He's activating against Iron Man first. Iron Man will take the hit, I think. So it's going to be 1 plus 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's okay. And then he's going to scheme with Steve being in alter ego. 1 plus another 2. 1, 2, 3. Done. Next card. We're looking at the encounter cards. Iron Man gets his first one, and then of course Steve gets his one. Iron Man is dealing with a Raid the Armory inside 1. 1 goes on the main scheme. And when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal the card. So let's do that. Can I don't have control, so I'll take control of this for now. 1, 1, 1. I don't have control. I'll do that from Steve's side. 1 second. Apologies, guys, for the mix-up. So let's do exactly that. For some reason. 1, 2. We're looking for a weapon. 3. Weapon. Combat knife. So this gets revealed. Attached to the villain. He gains piercing. He's got +1. And we do a mental and a physical to get that knife off of him. Man, Magneto would be class in this thing with the way that these things keep recurring. Do you know, just to get rid of some of those extra elements. Well, I suppose he'd only do it when he thwarts successfully, so that might be the kicker. Now, Steve, what have you got? Weapons Master, when revealed, the villain schemes. If he has a weapon attachment, this card gains Surge. Okay, so he's going to scheme. This will be the scheme, and then the Surge is going to be this. We'll do the scheme first, which in this case will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you serious? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And then, that didn't go on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this Surge is going to be the Legions of Hydra. How many Legions of Hydra in here? So when revealed, if Madam Hydra is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Madam Hydra and put her into play engaged with you. So Madam Hydra is coming in to engage Steve. Let's have a look at that. Look at all these. Madam Hydra, here you go. She comes into play. Close and shuffle that. Place 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy in play. There are 2 in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's an additional 4. Now, does she have anything going on here? She can't take damage while the Legions of Hydra side scheme is in play. Okay. And after she activates with a scheme or an attack, we place 2 threat on the Legions of Hydra side scheme. So that is a lot of stuff to do. It's not worth my time, really, is it? He should have 1 here. I don't know why that didn't block that. It's not worth my time using him to do damage. Because you can't take damage. Alright, let's go to the next phase, or the next turn even. So, Captain America, what can you do for me? Not a lot. Okay, I think we do need to get a heroic strike out here, which might be what we need to lock down Crossbones. But this is also very, very problematic. But I can at least take 4 off from Steve's activations. So, what's this going to do? Exhaust Steve's apartment, draw a card, and heal 1 damage from Steve Rogers. So I could get this out for now, I think. I'll use this to bring out the apartment. Just put this over here, and all the supports and things over here. I'll exhaust this, draw a card, and heal. Well, we can't heal, so that's okay. But we can draw a card, which I rather like. I'm going to flip up. I'm going to use Fearless Determination, giving me +1 thwart until the end of the phase, and I draw a card. Lovely. Now, I can thwart for 1, 2, 3 off of this. Then I can discard a card, which I may do the strength in numbers to ready myself up, and then do another 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Hawkeye will thwart for another 1, getting rid of the Legions of Hydra. Beautiful. That's a few things done. Now, I think I do have to go 1, 2, 3 to bring in the Heroic Strike, which will do 6 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using a physical resource, stun that enemy. Am I going to choose these 2? What can Iron Man do for me? Iron Man and the Hulk could come in. So I think we may have Madam Hydra locked down. So I'll use this on Crossbones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a stun. I can't do anything with Squirrel Girl, but she can come in the next turn. Let's flip over to Iron Man. What can you do? Well, the best thing you can do, 2 off of the main scheme. Nice. We'll exhaust the arc reactor, ready up once more, and do another 2 off of that. I'm rather tempted. I would like to get the armor into play as well, but I think that hurts us overall. So maybe maybe I'll use... Could give myself aerial by spending one of these. Which... want to get that into play. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go First Aid and Powered Gauntlet to get Hulk out. Hulk is going to attack Madam Hydra for 3. Fine. He should be exhausted, shouldn't he? Yeah, I think he should be exhausted. Then we have to discard a card. After Hulk attacks, discard the top card of your deck. And that is going to be a Wild. So in this case, deal 2 damage to an enemy. I'll deal it to Madam Hydra. Deal 1 damage to each character. So I'll take a hit. He'll take a hit. Hawkeye takes a hit and gets discarded. And Captain America will also take a hit. And Madam Hydra will take a hit, defeating her. Beautiful. So we're clean there. And then the Hulk gets discarded because all of the above occurred. Now, do I go for a Repulsor Blast? Or do I discard his knife? Ooh. Well, we're going to attack him anyway for 1. Which is okay. I think I'll take a chance and do a Repulsor Blast. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Okay. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck, and we want energy resources. 1 energy, 2 energy, 3 energy. So that is going to do an additional 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have pushed him into his next villain phase. That is rather lovely. Well, I don't think I have control of him to do that, do I? We'll do it from that. Yep, here we go. With that, he's getting some super damage in the next turn or so. Right. How am I dealing with this now? I may have left myself open for some pain here. But maybe Captain America can help us. So there's nothing else that I can do. What we will do is go to the next turn and we'll orchestrate this from Captain America's side. So let's take control of this and we'll put 2 on here for part 1 of the villain phase. He's going to attack me for 3, but he does not because he's stunned. Lovely, we get rid of that. He's now going to attack Iron Man. But there's a force interrupt. When Crossbones attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter from here. So we do that. 1 is gone. I'm going to discard the top card. And I have to take damage of 2. So we'll do that to Iron Man side. 1, 2. Right, so that's the interrupt done. Now with the attack, I think we'll put Captain America in front of it. I think I can weather this a little better. So with that done, he's hitting for 3 plus an additional 1. He hits me for 4. I do take a damage, but this will do a retaliate instead. Or not instead, but as well. Alright, so we are good there. And with that done, let's give an encounter card here and an encounter card here. The first encounter card is Concussion Grenade. When revealed in Hero, you are stunned. Deal 1 damage to your hero. So I get a stun. And I take a damage. Concussion Grenade done. And then Iron Man has to deal with Crossbones armor. This attaches to Crossbones. He gets +1/+1. When Crossbones would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. If there are 5 or more damage here, discard Crossbones armor. So that's not ideal, but hey, we live and learn. Let's move on. Let's orchestrate turn number 4 from Iron Man's side of the table. What can I do? Do I have any good plays here? I think I may need to go down at some stage. So maybe I will... Oh, I could effectively get 3 ready ups here in anticipation of the... yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go Genius to put a Tenacity in here. Then I'm going to Thwart for 2. 1, 2. I'm going to use the Arc Reactor to ready up. And then Thwart for a further 2. I'm going to use this to deal 1 damage to him, which would then go onto the armor. And then I'll use this, discard this card, and spend a physical to ready my hero. I'll use this. That readies me up. I'll Thwart for another 2. I'm going to flip down. I'm going to use this to pull this back into my hand. And then I'll do the Futurist, looking at 3 cards. What would I like to keep? Oh, I would like Nick Fury, but I can't afford him. I think I'll keep the Helicarrier, and I'll dump these 2. And then, no, do you know what? I will keep Nick, and I'll dump this. Yeah. Then I'll use the Tack Team to pay for my helmet. And I'll sit on these for now. So that's my turn done. And we will go over to Captain America. What can you do? Is there anything that you can do in this instance? We could get Squirrel Girl into play. Or maybe I'll use the Strength to get the Avengers. Maybe not, no. Let's use the Strength to get the Super Soldier Serum into play. Then I'll use both Super Soldier Serums to play the Avengers Tower. I'll exhaust the Avengers Tower to reduce the cost of the next Avenger ally played this phase by 1. So that'll be Squirrel Girl. And I'll use the... No, maybe I won't do that yet. Maybe I'll go down to the next phase as well. Maybe I'll use this to ready myself up. Thwart for another 2. Then flip down. Use the Living Legend, and I'll use this action. So these 2 should reduce the cost of the first ally played each round by 1. So that will be Squirrel Girl coming out for free. After she enters play, deal 1 damage to each enemy. That will go onto this. She'll do a further attack for another 1. They're not ideal circumstances, but you know what? We'll deal with those. Then I'll exhaust Steve's Apartment, draw a card and heal 1. Draw a card, heal 1. And with that, we'll go to the next phase. So we're into the villain phase of turn 4. Now I'll orchestrate this from Iron Man's side here. Now player 2, so that is Iron Man, he has decked out, so he has to get a card, or an encounter card for later. But the first thing, 2 goes onto the main scheme. He's now going to scheme, and he schemes for 3 plus this, which is another 2, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Then he's going to scheme again, with Captain America being flipped down. 3 plus another 2, another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and that pushes us into the next stage. Or the next scheme, I should say, yeah. Do you want to reveal the next sequential stage of the scheme? I do, yes, please. Thank you. This is the getaway. Hydra has seized the Infinity Stone, and Crossbones orders their withdrawal. You must stop them before they escape. This flips over. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So he is getting kitted out here. It's probably... Yep, here we go. This one. What else does he get? He gets the exosuit. My oh my, we have to start dealing with these. So, with that done, let's now give Iron Man an encounter card. So this will be encounter card 2 for him. And then Steve will get a card as well. So let's deal with Iron Man's ones first. The first one is a Hydra Soldier guard. When defeated, we get another encounter card. Okay, and 1, 2, 4. Next one the villain, the villain attacks me if I was in hero form. I'm not, so I can surge. The assault in this case, I'll get rid of this, and the second card, third card is another assault, which will be another surge, and it's a jet trooper. Okay, that's fine. What does Steve have to deal with? A Hydro Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I'll put 1 on the main scheme. And let's go to the next phase. So Iron Man is back in the driving seat here. What are we going to do? Now, Mockingbird is essentially only costing 1. So we'll use this. We'll use the existing power that I have. And I'll use one of these to bring Mockingbird out. What does that do? Stun an enemy. We will stun the main man himself because he has got some heavy hitting cards this turn. Now, I will exhaust the apartment, draw 1 card and heal. Lovely. Now, can we take any more? So yeah, look, I gotta go 1 here to put an additional 1 on this, and that does defeat Squirrel Girl, and then another 1 to put another 1 on this to discard the armor. Okay, we've got that down. Now, what else can I do? I do have to get a heroic strike out here, I think, at some stage, which I think I can do, but let's flip over. I'll attack for 2 to get rid of my stun. I will use a Make the Call. No, I won't. Yeah, I'll use a Make the Call to use the power of leadership to effectively pull Squirrel Girl back. Where's Squirrel Girl? She is here. So she comes back into play. So just to reconfirm that, pay the printed cost of an ally. In any player's discard pile, put that ally into play under your control. So this costs 2. This can count as 2 for a blue card. She's a blue card. After Squirrel Girl enters play, deal 1 damage to each enemy. So that is 1 on the main man, 1 on this guy. We'll put 1 on him, and then we'll take control of this guy to do another 1 on him. She will then attack for a further 1, killing our Hydra Bomber. Now, I could use a shield toss to discard these 3. That's going to do 4, 4, 4, which might be the right play here. That does clean this out a bit. And it is 12. Like, I could spend 3, get this out and do a stun, but that's only taking 1 thing. But I think maybe the shield toss is the play. Discard X cards from your hands. 1, 2, 3. Return Captain America's shield from play. There we go. And deal 4 damage to X enemies. So we did 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. That's fairly efficient, I think. This guy's defeated, and deal the engaged player an encounter card. So that's going to be an encounter card for Tony. And that's fine. Last thing I'll do is exhaust this to get my shield back out. And I think we're flying. Right, let's get over to Iron Man. What can you do? Have you got anything you can do in this phase? Right, I would love to get Nick Fury out, but maybe the Futurist is the play here. I'm going to use the Futurist first to look at the top 3 cards. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to take this and dump these 2. Then I'm going to use these 3 cards to get Nick into play. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's Nick coming into play. What's he going to do? He's going to grab 3 more cards for us. Now, I'm going to exhaust this, choose myself, and return the topmost tech. So what's that? All cards. It's going to be our armor coming back. And that's closing that down. Now, what else can I do? I could look at getting rid of that armor, or that exosuit, because that absolutely sucks. But Maybe the Mark V is the play. The Mark V costs 3. And I can actually afford to do that. So maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3 to get the armor into play. Alright, that is going to give me 6 more hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to flip over to hero form. I'm going to thwart for 2 off of the main scheme. Nick's going to hit for 2. Don't think we've retaliated or anything to deal with, so that's okay. I'm going to exhaust this to ready myself up once more. I might then use this hero action to spend all 3 resources. I'll use this, this, and this to get rid of that exosuit. Because that's pain. That's not nice at all. Just move this over a little bit here. Now, do I attack for 1 more? I don't need to. Let's exhaust the helmet. Remove 1 threat from the scheme. So that's zeroed out. Lovely. I'll exhaust this to do another damage. And I might as well hit for another damage as well. So there's nothing there hurting us too badly. I think we're good to go into the next phase. Hopefully we have this under control now, but I mean, things could go very wrong very quickly. Let's orchestrate from Captain America's side. We take control, take control, take control. First things first, 2 goes on the main scheme. Isn't it 2? Yes, it is, 1 per player. He's going to attack Captain America, but he does not. He's stunned. He's then going to attack Iron Man. When Crossbones attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter. And discard the top card. And then take a direct damage equal to the boost. In this case, there are no boosts. There's only the boost icon. Or not the boost icon, the boost effect. So that's a 0. Lovely. We got away with murder there. This guy is now going to attack. And the damage here is going to be 1, 2, 3 plus an additional 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that does get Nick out of play. That's alright though. Could have been a whole lot worse there. Well, you know, I say that now, but we'll see how it goes. So let's deal with Captain America's card first. In this one, we have Crossbones Assault. Crossbones is a heartless killer, but not a psychopath. His assault on Pegasus is ruthless and efficient. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated this scheme. Okay, so that's a side scheme in play. That's not the worst that could have come about. What does Iron Man have? First card. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I think we'll put 1 on the main scheme. And he's in play engaged with us. And then the next card is Hard as Nails. Give the villain a tough status card. So that's okay too. Done. He has the tough. This is out of play. And we are now into turn number 6. All right, and Iron Man is in the lead. Now, Iron Man, excuse me, should have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he should have another 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 1, 7. Yeah. I think I'm right there. I hope that's not incorrect. Interesting stuff going on here now. So we can do some serious damage here. First thing I'm going to do is ping off that tough. Then I'm going to exhaust to ready up. Now I'm going to spend chase them down with its mental resource. Using this, exhaust it, and that gives me the aerial trait. I'll exhaust this. Remove 1 threat from a scheme, from each scheme instead if you have aerial. So 1 is removed from this and 1 is removed from that. Excellent. I'll then use this. Exhaust the powered gauntlets. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. 2 instead. If you have the aerial, I do. So I'll do 2 damage to the main man. Now, I think my next play is going to be this and this to play Relentless Assault. Wait now, let's just double check that. These were the 2 I paid? Yes, it was. Relentless Assault. Deal 5 damage to a minion. 1, 2. If you paid for this card using a physical, I did. I gain overkill. So the additional 3 go here. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Then I'm going to play these 2 to do a supersonic punch. 8 damage because I'm aerial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. I think I'll do 2 off of this. You know what? No, let's not. Let's do 1 from him. Because we have him. We are done. Let's get over to Captain America's side and end this. Right. These 2 guys can both attack and take 2 off, and then I attack and do a further 2. Game. Now, can I do more? I could get an honorary Avenger out. That would keep Squirrel Girl in play, but there's no real point in doing that, I think. Wonder Man is cheap. Could get Wonder Man in. Or maybe, let's be dangerous. I'm going to do a Fearless Determination, give myself 1 thwart, and draw a card. Done. I'm going to thwart the 3 off of this, which means he is going to attack me. Right? So his attack is coming in. I'm happy to take it exactly as is. We'll do the interrupt first, and then this will be the attack here. He's hitting me for 1 indirect damage. Done. And then the attack is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. I then retaliate for a further 1. Right. So, what do I do next? Well, let's pull Wonder Man in for 2. I will. He's going to attack for 3. That's another death knell here for Crossbones. But I have to discard a card. So I'll do exactly that. Will I? I'll discard a card first to ready myself up. I'll use this to ready myself up. Then we attack for 2. Now, essentially that's fine. Like, but if I use strength in numbers, that would probably be too daring. Just end the game, man. Just end the game. So that's going to be 1, doing another 1. So we have defeated him. We do an additional damage for 1, and here that's an additional 1, let's say, and that does defeat her, and that would be an additional 3. 1, 2, 3. He takes the damage, and I would have had to discard a card as well. I think I'm happy enough with that. Yeah, I kind of overplayed there at the end. We had him well beat, I think. But yeah, that wasn't so bad. It didn't go so smoothly last night when I was playing it, but yeah, this went a little better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the video, guys. As always, if you caught any mistakes, anything I missed, by all means, just throw them in the comments. But saying that, take care of yourself. I'll catch you in the next one, and bye-bye for now.